Hello, my name is C.J. Lovik, and what you're about to hear is how the Bereshit Passover prophecy came about. This is my story, most of which I have never publicly shared. In 2010, I sold my business and at the age of 64, began praying about what the Lord would have me to do. Without going into the miraculous answers to this simple prayer, I soon found myself examining ancient Proto-Canaanite Hebrew, in other words, the language of the garden, that was composed of 22 letters that were actually pictograms, that each had a numeric value. Well, I became so excited about what the Lord was revealing to me that after a couple of years, I decided to start a publishing company that I named Rock Island Books. It was not long after that I began publishing my Hebrew word studies based on the pictures and numbers, which you can find to this day on YouTube. It was then that I got a call from an Orthodox Jewish rabbi who told me that I was a fool for thinking that God had revelation tucked into the Hebrew alphabet. He arrogantly went on to explain that while I may find some hidden truth in some Hebrew words that he said I had cherry-picked, it would ultimately come to nothing. He then challenged me. If I would put my discovery to the test, starting with the first book in the Torah, I would soon see my folly and it would reveal nothing but nonsense. I decided to take him up on the challenge and discovered that the Lord had sent a spiritually blind Jewish rabbi to get me on the path of discovery that rocked my world, put me on the Daniel 12:4 list of the many who would be scouring the scriptures at a blazing high speed, discovering the prophecies that the Holy Spirit was unsealing for the final generation. Instead of the nonsense he predicted I would discover, I found the messianic-centered messaging system that could only have its origin outside of our time and space. And it did not take long, as the very first 6 pictographs and numbers that composed the word translated in beginning in English turned out to be the first evangelium, a picture language that revealed the Son of God leaving his home in heaven to be crucified, crushed, destroyed, and killed on a wooden cross. It also revealed, to my utter amazement, a dispensational timeline based on time durations only that spanned 7,000 years. When I discovered in 2015 that the first 6 Hebrew pictographic and numbers in the Bible had secreted within them pictographs and number revelation that supported the 7,000-year dispensational outline for mankind, I was not discovering something new, but rather something very old, but hidden and now revealed. In other words, the Bereshit Passover prophecy disclosure was not new, as it has existed for many thousands of years, but the fact that it was hidden in the first word of the Bible, well, that was new and incredible. It was there all the time, but God had kept it hidden, to only be revealed to the final generation. The reason is obvious to me. God wanted to remind me, to remind us, that he has a plan, a timeline, that he is the master of all history. Yeshua HaMashiach confirming and reminding his called-out assembly that we call the church that the 7,000-year sabbatical timeline was correct and that the 6,000 years he had allotted for mankind was just about to come to an end. And what was the key to this numerical timeline hidden in the first word in the Bible? No one who understands the major themes of the Bible will be surprised, as it's the cross of Christ. As I stated when I first published this amazing prophecy, I was not sure when the cross event occurred, although it was my strong opinion and best guess that it was 30 AD, the date that I published, along with an admission that I could be wrong. You can search it out for yourself by viewing the Bereshit Passover prophecy published 5 years ago on YouTube. Since then, the Lord has revealed 3 more hidden mysteries that will be the subject of future end times prophecy updates. As we stated in our first end times prophecy update, prophecy is progressive, and as we get closer and closer to the end, the more details the Lord will reveal. In 2015, I was speculating based on an uncertain crucifixion date. It is now 2023, and I can't wait to share with you what happened during those 7 years and how it went from speculation to declaration. I will save that episode for a future update. In the meantime, if you have not viewed the Bereshit Passover prophecy, I would strongly encourage you to do so. If you have viewed it but years ago, it'd be a great time to take another look. The end is no longer near. It is here. Please look for our next update, which is coming soon. Maranatha.